Hello fellow Cravers, it's me GD and we are coming to the end of 2016, which means it's time for our top 5 games that we've played this year. Yes, it's time to have a look at our favourite games that we've played in 2016. First of all, I just want to explain some of the rules that we've had to follow by for this. Rule 1. We cannot add games that came out in December this year, because most of us will be doing our filming in November for our top 5s. For example, with me also, because I'm doing this on the 26th of November, we cannot add Final Fantasy 15, because that's coming out the 29th of November. Rule 2, we can add remastered games as long as we've not played the originals. So for example, like Skyrim Remastered, the Bioshock Collection, as long as you've not played the original games, you can add those to your list. Because to be honest, most of them either got those little added extras like mod support, or it's basically just a prettier version of the original game. And rule 3, a new rule that we're going to be adding for this year, we will allow incomplete episodic games. So for example, Batman the Telltale series, even though the last game isn't out yet, we will allow it into their top 5s. So without further ado, I'm going to move on to my top 5 games. Now this is not in any particular order, because I love all 5 of them. I couldn't put them in order, it's stupid. I struggled enough to get a top 5 out of this. Anyway, so moving on, my first game that I'm going to be talking about is a game series that I have been in love with since we've been here on Crave Your Game, just for the fact of how much we can interact with our viewers, and that is Jackbox Party Pack 3. Now I would say this series of games has been the best so far out of the 3 that have come out, because we've had Trivia Murder Party, which I just find it really interesting to see. It's like a mixture. It's like You Don't Know Jack, or if it was streamed. That's what I got from that. Also, you got things like TKO. It's got Drawful and slogans, and we get some of the dumbest things. And plus, you got the option to, if you want, buy the T-shirt, as long as it's suitable to be printed, of course, and it's got no copyright on it. It's like, if anything, where the hell did we get Panda Attack from? Thanks to TKO. Also, Espionage is a good game, even though Ryan does rage when we do play that. And of course, Quiplash 2. I'm just going to say, the first Quiplash was brilliant. This one's just as good. I want to have a go of faking it when we get a chance, but at the moment, because of it being more of a non-streamy game, it's difficult to do that. But more than likely, it's what I've seen of it being played, it's still a really good game. Next on my list that I've got is a game that came out back in March, and we are starting to play it again, thanks to its new survival expansion that has come out this last couple of weeks, and that is Tom Clancy's The Division. Now, I'm going to be honest, I didn't really play that much of Tom Clancy's games before 2016. I'm not a fan of the whole tactical side of things when it comes to first-person shooters. So things like Ghost Recon never attracted me, and I'm going to sound condescending here, but the original Rainbow Six, so like Vegas and stuff like that, never got my interest. But this year, I've ended up enjoying its 2 newest games, and it was a toss-up between Siege and The Division. The only reason I went with The Division more was the fact that it was a game that did come out this year. But if anything, for a game like The Division, which has completely changed third-person shooters in my opinion, made it a lot more fun going around, and like I said, the game has evolved over time as well. It's a really fun game, and I think everyone should actually have a go of it if they get a chance to. Next on my list is a game, again, which is you technically class as a first-person shooter or a MOBA, I don't know. Either way, it's still a fun game, and that is Blizzard's Overwatch. Now, the good thing about this game is I have played other MOBAs like Smite and Heroes of the Storm. I've played other first-person shooters like Battlefield 1 and other Call of Duty games apart from the newest one, of course. And Overwatch seems to get the best of both of them. The thing is, with Overwatch, is mainly because of its characters that sell the game. The thing is, its characters are so memorable to a point that, if anything, it reminds me when I first saw the trailer of it, it reminded me like it was going to be a new Pixar movie, then a Blizzard game. And the game itself is just as good. Yeah, okay, most of the stories you do have to go online for, but still, it's worth it. Go and have a view of the stories and then go and play the game. It's a fun game and it's entertaining. It's yeah, it's a great game. That's all I'm going to put with that. Next on my list is a game that's a little bit more of a niche than anything. Now, if people don't know, I am a fan of anime to a point that me and Billy have had long conversations about anime off air after a podcast, where he still reminds me I've got to finish watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But I do watch a lot of anime, and I think one thing that really got me attracted into anime was the Dragon Ball series, mainly Dragon Ball Z. And so Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 has made my list for the top 5. Now, a lot of people have been saying, oh, it's just the same as the first one. Yeah, the thing is, look, when it comes to the actual story side of things, you really can't do that much with it. You're basically taking a series and then following the story path. You can't do much about that. As much as you try, you cannot change it. And I wish they did try and change it a little bit better, but it's not that attracted me. The combat seems a little bit more easy to get hold of. The actual main overworld part of it feels a little bit more fun to explore. And then I can spend probably hours and hours not playing the main story and go through little side training quests on this game and still highly enjoy it. Which I don't think Dragon Ball Xenoverse, the first one, really had. So if anything, if you haven't played the first Xenoverse, I do recommend go and play Xenoverse 2 if you're a fan of Dragon Ball. Or if not, if you're a fan of open world games with good combat, go and play it, because this is a great game that has that. And finally on my list, now before I mention this last game, I just want to put a special mention to a mobile game that came out this year that really got me more interested in my 5th pick of games, and that is Pokemon Go. Now, yeah, okay, the fan base has gone down a little bit since then. With me, I do go back and forth to go and play it to a point that we're still waiting for certain Pokemon to arrive on that, with rumours of Gen 2 coming out before the end of the year. But it was, if anything, Pokemon Go was the game of the summer. Now, I'm not adding this to the list because there was a better version that came out of Pokemon this year, and that is Pokemon, well, so we'll say Pokemon Sun and Moon put into one. Now, I'm playing the Sun version, and I've been highly enjoying it since it came out here in the UK, and I've not put down my 3DS since, and I've just been constantly, I think it's been my most played game for the past week or two now, and I probably still will be playing this up to the end of the year. What I love about it is the combat. It seems a lot more prettier. I like the whole idea that you can actually see your trainer in the Pokemon battles. The new Pokemon look beautiful as well compared to all previous gens. The story so far, what I've played, is brilliant. I think it's the best story that we've had in a Pokemon game for a long, long time. And then you've still got your original Pokemon, and the Alola form Pokemon are beautiful. It's like at the moment I've got myself a Vulpix, which it's a nice Vulpix. You wouldn't think that with a Vulpix since if you're a Gen 1er. And yeah, I recommend, if you can, get yourself a 3DS, go and get this game. You will love it. And for a game series that has now been around for over 20 years, which celebrated its 20th anniversary this year, it still stands the test of time, to a point that even the older, with Pokemon Sun and Moon, it will bring in every side of the Pokemon fan base, the old Gen 1ers, the newer people, and some people that are coming through from Pokemon Go. Everyone will enjoy this game to bits, and I won't be surprised if it will be the best selling game of this year. So anyway, that is my top 5 games. Like I said, not in any particular order. So we've got Jackbox Party Pack 3, Tom Clancy's The Division, Overwatch, Pokemon Sun and Moon, and Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. So, thank you guys for joining me for my top 5 games. We will be back later this week with another top 5. I don't know whose it is, so stay tuned for that. But until then, thank you, and happy holidays. It's be still November. Either way, happy holidays for the next... We're getting close to December. Either way. See you guys later. Thank you, and goodbye.